God, I haven't been on here for like so long. I kind of drifted off because of my studies and things like that. So today I'm back, but it's more to talk about life at 40. So many of you guys did request me on Instagram, as most of my followers are on Instagram. Most of you will know that the thing that you guys ask me about all the time is about how I became motivated to study further, you know, being a mom, being a mature student, managing children in a house and working. A lot of people find it's quite impossible, and to be honest, I must have been one of them people who used to actually think it was impossible. But over time, I think you kind of go where life takes you, and with me it was very much so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the beginning, and then I'm just going to like try to divide it up and to talk about it in different little sections. And then if there is any questions that I don't answer, then you guys can always DM me on my Instagram or leave a comment below, and then I can always get back to you. But I'm going to kind of talk about it right from the beginning. So very in the beginning, I must have been about, I'll tell you my age, okay? So I'm not scared of telling you my age. I was 35 when I fell pregnant with Hannah. So when I fell pregnant with Hannah, in my head I had like, I'm going to go on maternity leave for a year and I'm going to come back into my job role. But then an opportunity arose with the Open University. Now with the Open University is you can get seconded to do nursing if you already work within the NHS system. Now that was at that time. I don't know what the issue is around that now, because obviously with nursing the bursaries have stopped. But with the Open University it was, you have to be employed by NHS Trust to be able to do your secondment. So loads of my colleagues were like, oh, why don't you go for it? It's part-time, it'll work around the children. So I did it over 4 years part-time, as well as continue my job that I was doing as a family support worker. And so all my friends were like, do it, Naveen. And I was like, I can't be bothered, I just want to go for and enjoy maternity leave. So it was kind of like, I'll apply, and if I get it, I get it. So that's exactly what I did. And honest to God, I was absolutely shocked when I got shortlisted. Like, my friends helped me so much, bless them. They actually encouraged me so much to do with the team I was in. And then when I went for the interview with the uni, they accepted me. And then obviously I had to do a separate one with the workplace. And then they accepted me, and then I took the journey on. So when I first initially started, my placements was really hard because I had Hannah. And Hannah was she only had 6 months maternity leave, because you can't take maternity leave while you're a student. So I only took 6 months. Bless her, she was only 6 months, but she was absolutely horrendous sleeper. Like, she wouldn't sleep. She was just basically reminding me that I'm going to be the last kid and I'm going to make your life hell, basically. So that's exactly what she did. So I really struggled, because you have to do like 13-hour shifts, you know, ward shifts, because that's how they do them. So you kind of like work 3 days and you have 3 days off. I had to do weekends, I did bank holidays, and to be honest with you, I think the only way I managed it, because I have a very supportive husband, alhamdulillah. He was very good, and he helps me all the time with the children and managing the workload and everything. So I think that's how I managed it. But it got really stressful at times. You know, doing long shifts and seeing poorly people all the time, it can take a toll on your own mental health, and it can really like make you quite depressed at times. And I think I went through a phase where I was just like, I can't do this. And I think without my husband, if he hadn't given me that support, I would have been like, I would have fucking quit it from like after the first week. I don't think I would have continued it, because it got to a point where I was like, I can't cope with this, it's too much stress. I've got kids, my kids are my first priority. As a mother, you always feel like that your children and your home are your first priority, which they should be, but you should never ever forget about yourself. Like, I reached a point where at work they used to call me by my name, and at home it's always like mummy, mummy, or you know, go and ask mummy this, mummy that. And you get tired of becoming a mum and a wife. You kind of lose your own identity. So at least when I was at work, I was called by Navida, and it was nice, because I felt like I'd regained my identity again. So over the 4 years, the placements were at 5-6 weeks at a time, and then you'd have a few months where you're at home and then you're studying at home. To be honest with you, I think when you're doing uni study, it's fabulous if you can do it in your youth, when you're single and you're free and you don't have the responsibility of home and bills or whatnot. But I think as you get older and you have a family, it can get complicated, but it is achievable. I don't want people to think, oh, you know, it's not within my reach and you can do it. You just have to really plan it, if you know what I mean. So planning wise, what I mean is, like, I used to I actually set out a planner on my wall. I got a massive planner, I went to the works and I got a massive planner and I put it up on the wall, and on the days where I was supposed to be off, I'd take time off, and the days I was supposed to study, like Hannah was still at home. As a baby, it wasn't as bad, because when she'd have a nap, I'd do my studies. Placement was a little bit difficult, because I'd have a crying baby on a night and then the next morning I'd go to my placement. Honest to God, it was hard, but I had the willpower to, I kind of looked at the light at the end of the tunnel, because I was like, I need to think about where I'm going to, I don't want to be in the same position I am in now in 4 years time. I want to be better off. And to be honest with you, it kind of challenged me, and it kind of let my older children see as well that how challenging life can become, and that there is always a support network if you need it. For me, my network was my children and my husband and a lot of my friends. They gave me so much support, honest to God. God bless them. Yeah, I pray for them all the time. They were really there for me, and even on the days when I wanted to quit, they were like, fuck this, you ain't quitting, you're staying and you're gonna do it. And honest to God, it was very hard, but with the planner I managed it. I stuck to it. I'd have off days, but then I'd cry about it, and then I'd get up the next day and I'd just carry on, because that's what you do as humans, don't you? You just carry on. And I think them 4 years were very challenging for me, but it is possible. And I don't want people to think, oh, that, you know, once you're older or you're a mature student, you know, education is not for you. Actually, it is definitely for you, because you have so much life experience and you can put that knowledge to practice. And that's exactly what I did, because I had that knowledge and experience of dealing with people, talking to people, helping people, supporting people. I had 15 years experience behind me, so I've used that and I put it into practice. And honest to God, you know, the feeling that you get when you're helping somebody in hospital. I remember a time when I was seeing this patient, and she was getting discharged, and well, I think it was in my first year, and bless her, she called me over and she went, Navita, come here. And I went up to her and she held my hand, and she said to me, she went, you are full of so much compassion, don't ever lose that. She goes, they need nurses like you. Bless her, she was so sweet. And I think when you get feedback like that from your patients, and it kind of motivates you to want to do better, because you think, you know what, I actually am making a difference to people. This could be somebody's mum or grandma or sister, or, you know, anything. It is somebody's relation, and if you've taken that step to make them feel better, at the end of the day, you're doing it for somebody. And I always think goodness always brings goodness back to you. And I remember one lady, it was an Asian lady on the ward, and she once said to me, she went, you think you're working, don't you? And I was like, well, yeah, I think I'm doing a job. And she was like, actually you're not, because you're getting the prayers from all these people on the ward that you're helping. So think about all them prayers that you're getting. You are so lucky to do a job where you're getting prayers at the same time. That really touched my soul. I was like, oh my God, you know what, I never looked at my job go out for us. And it really makes you think. You sometimes don't know what a difference or impact you have on somebody's life until you do it. And that, I think things like that really stuck with me, and that's what motivated me to carry on. Another important thing is always take time out for yourself. Honest to God, even if it is like, you need to have a bath, you need to have a shower, you need to book in a treatment, or just go out and just sit by yourself in a coffee shop and just... I used to sit in Costa sometimes and just have a hot chocolate and just think to myself and really reflect on, is this the purpose that I want? Is this where I'm going? What am I going to be doing at the end of it? Like, really reflect on your life. And if that's what you really want, honest to God, I would recommend education. Doesn't matter what age you are, honest to God, if you really want to do it, you can do it. Just get off your backside. Sometimes you need to kick up that booty, and I got to kick up that booty from my friends. And I'm so thankful to have them in my life, that it's actually encouraged me to go on and do better for myself. So I hope you guys, this has really helped you. And I hope it's motivated you guys to maybe take that step, or, you know, take that leap of faith in your life and seriously do something with it, because you can't expect changes to happen in your life if you don't do them or make them yourself, honestly. And I'm so glad them 4 years, my God, I struggled. You don't believe me? Ask my kids. Sarah knows especially. I really, actually ask my husband as well. I really did struggle, but at the end of it, I think, look where I am now. I've achieved so much, and the fact that my children look up to me, I'm like, damn, man, my mum's got a degree in Bachelor's of Science. And Bachelor, I don't think you're good at science, but, you know, it's so motivational for your children as well to see that you've achieved something in your life. And don't ever feel that you can't achieve it. Honestly, you can. Really put your heart and mind into it. If it's something you really want, all I'm going to say to you is go for it. If at any point you get stuck, DM Mama or leave a comment below, and if there's any more inspirational videos you would like to watch, I'm happy to upload them, because a lot of my things that I put up is a reflection of my life, and the experiences that I've gone through personally myself, and how I've managed and tackled them. And I really do hope that I can inspire somebody else to do exactly the same. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I really hope that this helps you fulfill the remainder of your dreams. Ciao.